Okay guys, now if you've been following, you should be able to create a Java source file in packages and actually compiling them and running their class files. Okay, now in this video I'm going to talk about creating jars, but before I talk about creating jars, you have to know that if you had, for example, I'll have to create a jar that has this class and this class. Okay, they are both in the same package. Okay, and I have to create a jar in which the two classes are in the jar. Now what you need to know is that one of these classes will have to be the only one having this main class. Okay, one of these classes will have to be the only one having this main class. That's the first thing you should know. Okay, so I'm going to expatiate on that a bit. So because if this class, if the two have main, it's going to cause conflict, because again the jar file is a collection, like a collection of classes. You have classes inside them. Okay, now when you double click on it, or you try to execute the jar, you cannot execute two classes at the same time. Okay, because this public static void main that you see in all the Java source files is actually the entry point for every Java source file. Okay, for every Java program, this is where this is where the execution is. You see a bit? Okay, so now you cannot have two of them in a jar. Okay, if you are expecting to double click it or execute the jar and something actually happens, you cannot have two classes having this in the jar. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this guy. Okay, I'm going to remove this guy. Now I have removed him, so this guy is the only guy having main, this main class, this main method. Okay, so this class main2 is going to be the entry point for our jar, meaning that each time we execute the jar we are going to be creating, it is this class that is going to be executed, causing this two to be executed, and this one will come from here, and this one now will come from here. So basically that's it. So how do we actually do this? Now to create a jar, okay, to create a jar, the first thing is what I was explaining earlier, that you actually need to have the entry point is the only one supposed to have main. Okay, now the second one is that you actually have to be creating the jar in the bin folder. Okay, not in com, not in main, in the bin folder. Okay, so just to show you, sorry, this is the videos I'm actually doing. Okay, desktop, where's main, bin. Okay, here you have to create the jar file here. Okay, so now what we do is we go to the command prompt and we say create directory bin. Okay, now the first thing we have to do again is to create the jar. Actually, we need the manifest. Okay, we need the manifest. So to create the manifest, you just go to the bin, and as I said, you just come here to the bin, you click new file, you say manifest.mf. again, don't forget to capitalize the mf. Now here you just write main, capital M, class, capital C, and then you have now here you're supposed to put the class name. Okay, the class name in this case, as I told you, will not be main2. No, it's going to be com.main.main2. okay, so because this is the package in which it is, and then now you have to, again, as I said, give the two empty lines, and that's it. You save it. Now you have the manifest in bin, and then now the last thing you need to do now is actually come here and create your jar. So your jar will be jar -cfvm. Again, C stands for create the jar, F stands for the file name, so the jar name. It finishes with the .jar extension. Now this says this actually prints stuff, what is happening. The V prints what is happening, and the M stands for the manifest. So in this case, I'm going to call this jar main.jar. Okay, I'm going to call it main.jar. Now the manifest is manifest.mf, and then now the classes that are supposed to be in this jar are found in com hyphen / main / and then now you could actually say main1.class, and then you will actually have to come again and say com / main / main2.class. okay, but if you don't want to do this, like always repeating them, you actually just have to write com / main / you put the star dot class. This says okay, pick all the guys that finish with the dot class. okay, so now don't forget the com main, because you can see it here, com main. okay, and then now you put the star for it to say okay, anybody that finishes with the dot class. okay, you see, and then you just hit enter, and now you see that the jar was added. This is it here, and you see it says what happens here. okay, that's it for creating a jar for this project. okay, now if you want to see, actually run it again, the same command, java -jar main.jar. okay, that's the syntax, and you hit it, and then you see it there. okay, here this is main.jar, main1.java, here this is main2.java. so basically that's it. We've created a jar for this project. Now in the next video I'm going to show you how to actually use this jar in another project, in the side project. okay, so just look at the previous videos, look at these videos, understand them, and try to use them to make your project. okay, so see you in the next video.